Thanks for tuning in again today. We just got done talking about how to price your house competitively in a seller's market to draw the most buyers and the most contracts. Now we need to talk about what marketing you actually need to do on the property to really get even more buyers interested in your property and increase that sense of urgency and demand for your house, so that buyers are willing to overlook minor details or flaws within the house to make your contract details better. At this point with your realtor, you should have really discussed your house, how to, what fixes really needed to be completed, how to clean it, how to declutter, and kind of those top five things that you need to do to get your house ready. When marketing your property, it's always best to get someone that has taken professional photos on your property. A lot of times that's going to be the first time that buyers are going to see your property or what the photos show online. If your photos show a bunch of clutter, they're dark, dingy, and just don't look great, you're not going to drive the traffic that you want. Your real estate agent's going to be able to take photos sometimes if it's a very short turnaround when you need to get your house on the market. But a lot of times you're going to need to get that professional photographer. We have one here at BHHS that we bring in, and we make sure that the photos are designed to get buyers interested in the property. And depending on your property size, it also may be important for you to get video. You see a lot of those drone videos and different things like that on properties nowadays, and video walkthroughs and different things like that. That has also become very important in properties, but every property is different. So you need to discuss with your agent what's going to be important for my property to maximize my equity when it comes to sale price. After you have gotten all of the photos taken, I recommend my sellers do a coming soon on the property. It's really nice to have a coming soon because you can start having signs in the yards, you can start talking to the neighbors. A lot of times neighbors have friends that are looking to buy at this time. And then you are starting to build interest for when the house actually hits the market, and you may get some offers before the house hits the market. That's what you want. If you're getting offers before the house hits the market, you're doing something right, but generally those aren't going to be most of the time, those aren't going to be the best offers that you're going to get. So as a seller, you have that choice to accept offer at any time, but the coming soon is designed to build interest, build excitement, hold people off from buying other properties until your house hits the market. The next thing that I like to do that you don't see a whole lot of right now is open houses. Open houses, in my opinion, have become very important for listing properties in today's market. I know realtors have e-key boxes. I have e-key boxes to let realtors show the property, but a lot of times scheduling 100,000 different people coming through your house and kicking out of your property at all hours of the day isn't very easy or nice to you as the seller. And that's the number one reason why I feel like open houses are important. We are setting an exact time for when the property may hit the market that day, but showings start at 5 p.m. or at 4 p.m. that night and are going to 7 p.m. that night. That's when we're going to have the open house. That's during weekdays. But that's when everyone's going to be showing up to the open house, because first of all, realtors, it sucks setting up showings through all the different showing services or through the agents. It's a lot of work. So as soon as they see open houses, they plan to go to your house, and then that's going to free up your realtor to really answer the questions about the property rather than just being a scheduling agent for you. The next thing is that every open house that I've done, because of the first reason, I've had multiple buyers and multiple buyer agents come over and thank me for making it easy to come into your house. You want it to be easy for buyers to get in there. The third reason why I want to be at the open house and do an open house for my sellers is that I know there is an agent there specifically keeping track of your property and making sure that there's no shenanigans going on. A lot of times, I've seen it with how many showings are going on. You try to keep track of everyone coming in and out of your house, and you have that lockbox, but is every agent using the lockbox correctly, locking up the door after they leave before the next agent comes in, and letting the next agent use the lockbox to get into the property? So it's important. That's another reason why I believe it's important to have that open house, because you get the majority of buyers to go through during that open house periods. The next item with open houses is that I enjoy doing them because you hired me to represent your house and answer any questions about your house. You hired me to be present to make sure buyers know the value in your house. Why would I not sit in on your house to best represent it and to put your house's best foot forward to potential buyers to make sure everything is smooth for everyone that goes through? My job is to make sure that I get the most money for you in today's market. Yes, it takes hours out of my time, but ultimately it's my job to get shit done for you. Excuse the language, but the next big thing is that with open houses, we're going to go back to your neighbors. Your neighbors a lot of times are going to know people that have been wanting to move to the area for a long time. So generally, if I have an open house and we're starting during the weekend, I'll do a neighbors only open house, send out mailers, and ask you to send out mailers to the neighbors that you enjoy and like, to see if we can just bring in the neighbors, bring in all their friends and family to look at the property. Because sometimes, as a seller, you would want to do business with someone that you know, and you want to know that the person is going to enjoy this house, and that maybe it's someone that you did not know was looking, but you're actually good friends with them, and you're going to sell the house to them, even if it's a little below what the best offer on the market is, just because that's who you want to be as a seller. And that's going to start the, usually I do those right before the actual open house starts. So say we do a weekend open house, we do an open house from 1 to 3. I will do a neighborhood open house from noon to 1, send out neighborhood letters inviting their friends, family, anyone interested in purchasing a property for 1 hour before the actual open house starts. That way, when people do start showing up at 1 o'clock, they already have that sense of urgency that, oh, there's already potential buyers here. I need to get in this house and write my best offer right off the bat, and I can't play games with writing offer with the seller if I want this property. So it's kind of a double-edged sword when really enticing the most people to write up on your property. And those are the three big things that I think are important for getting your house marketed. They're a little different than the standard marketing. When I say standard, I talk about getting it on the MLS. That's going to get it on all of the different real estate websites out there. Doing an email campaign to all the realtors in the area, which is pretty annoying to a lot of realtors. And then also just blasting it on your Facebook page. A lot of times it's going to come to how are you and your house going to be different than any of the other houses in the neighborhood, and you want to drive the most traffic and the most potential buyers to your house in the shortest amount of time. I hope you enjoyed the information that I provided you about these 3 main topics that I believe are important to do when selling your house. And if you think there's anything else that is going to be really important when getting your house ready, or that marketing specific items that you think need